The ripple effect. A pregnant woman's journey to hydration and harmony. There was a time when Emma's mornings began with coffee. Not tea, not juice, just a big, comforting cup of coffee. That was before the soft whisper of life stirred inside her, before her world shifted from autopilot to intuition. At 9 weeks pregnant, she was still adjusting. The nausea wasn't as bad as she'd feared, but the fatigue was another story. She had a habit of ignoring her body's signals. Until now, she was listening. And one of the first messages her body sent came with unexpected urgency. Thirst. It wasn't just thirst. Actually, it was a dryness in her mouth, a tightness in her skin, and an almost invisible cloud of weariness that followed her throughout the day. She mentioned it to her doctor during her routine visit, and what she heard made her sit up straighter in the little sterile room. "You need to drink more water, Emma," Dr. Patel said gently, with a smile that held both compassion and insistence. "Pregnant women need constant hydration. I recommend at least 2 liters a day. Water helps with everything, from reducing swelling to preventing urinary infections. It's more powerful than most people think." Emma blinked, surprised. "I thought I was drinking enough." Most women think they are, but pregnancy changes your fluid needs. Your body is working overtime. Dehydration during pregnancy doesn't just make you feel bad, it can increase risks for things like preterm labor and poor amniotic fluid levels. Let's not wait until there's a problem. That night, Emma stood in front of her refrigerator, holding a glass of water as if it were a potion. She stared at it, then she drank, and that was the beginning of everything. Chapter 1. The Water Ritual. It started with a commitment, a simple goal. 2 liters a day. Emma bought a giant pink water bottle with time markers printed along the side. 8 a.m., let us go. 10 a.m., you got this. 12 p.m., keep sippin'. 2 p.m., halfway there. It felt a little silly at first, but the more she followed the schedule, the more she realized she wasn't just drinking water, she was nourishing something deeper. In the 3rd trimester, her feet began to swell. She remembered her doctor's words and doubled down. She kept a pitcher on her desk at work. She added slices of lemon and cucumber. She carried her water bottle like a badge of honor, and slowly, things changed. The swelling eased. Her bathroom visits were frequent. Yes, but uneventful. No burning, no discomfort. She smiled at the small victories a day without backaches, clearer skin, fewer headaches. What surprised her most was the emotional shift. She felt calmer, more centered. The connection between her and the baby, who now kicked and rolled with growing strength, seemed somehow, amplified. Was it just the water? Probably not, but it helped. It grounded her. It was a rhythm she could trust in a time full of unknown. Chapter 2. The Science Behind the Sip. Emma's best friend, Tara, was a biochemist and loved to explain things. "When you're pregnant," she told Emma over lunch one afternoon, "your blood volume increases by nearly 50%. That means your body needs a lot more water to keep everything flowing. You're producing amniotic fluid, carrying nutrients to the baby, flushing out waste. It's a whole internal ecosystem." Emma nodded, nibbling on her salad. "So when I drink water, I'm basically fueling all that." "Exactly. And staying hydrated helps your kidneys work better. That's why it reduces swelling. Water keeps your joints lubricated, your skin elastic, your digestion smoother. It even helps prevent those awful UTIs." Emma cringed. "I had one in college. Never again." "Well, during pregnancy, the uterus can press on your bladder and make it harder to fully empty. That's why infections are more common. But if you drink enough, you keep flushing bacteria out." That night, Emma poured herself a tall glass of water and raised it like a toast. "To my kidneys?" she whispered with a grin. Chapter 3. Obstacles and flow. Of course, it wasn't always easy. There were days she forgot, days when the taste of plain water made her queasy, days when she felt like she couldn't drink another drop without exploding. But Emma got creative. She infused her water with strawberries and mint. She drank herbal teas. She sucked on ice chips when nausea hit. She kept a glass by her bed for midnight sips. There were setbacks. A stressful week at work, a mild cold, the fatigue of the 3rd trimester. But she always returned to her ritual. Because by now, it was more than habit. It was healing. She began to notice her body's cues more sharply. A dry mouth meant she was late to hydrate. A twinge in her lower back reminded her to refill her bottle. Her baby responded, too. There were mornings when she'd drink a glass and feel a little flutter, as if her baby approved. Chapter 4. The Ripple Effect. Emma's husband, Mark, had initially teased her about her hydration obsession, but one day, after seeing how much better she was sleeping and how energized she seemed, he started filling his own water bottle, too. "I figure if it works for you, it can't hurt me," he said, grinning. Their home slowly transformed. Pitchers of infused water on the counter, a reusable bottle in every room, a quiet reverence for the small act of sipping, pausing, and nourishing. Emma began sharing her story online. Short posts about how water helped her pregnancy journey. She was surprised by how many women responded. "I thought it was just me," one wrote. "I didn't know dehydration could cause headaches in pregnancy," said another. One woman messaged her privately, saying, "I started drinking more water after reading your post. I haven't had a UTI in months. Thank you." Emma read the message 3 times, and then she cried. The good kind of tears. Chapter 5. Labor and flow when her water finally broke. Fittingly, after finishing a cool glass of lemon water, Emma was ready. Labor wasn't easy. It wasn't fast, but it was steady. Her doula commented on how well hydrated she seemed, how strong her energy was despite the hours. "Water goddess," the nurse joked, handing her yet another bottle with a straw. Emma laughed, even through the contractions. "I should have put that on my birth plan." When her son, Leo, was finally placed in her arms, pink, crying, perfect, she whispered, "You're 70% water, my love, just like me, just like life." Epilogue. A lesson in every drop. Now, months later, as Emma watches Leo nap peacefully, she reflects on her journey. It wasn't just about hydration, it was about presence. Listening, trusting her body, honoring something so basic, so vital, that most people forget it's sacred. Water taught her patience. It taught her resilience. It taught her that caring for herself in the smallest of ways rippled outward into everything she touched. Her health, her emotions, her child. She still drinks her 2 liters a day, even while breastfeeding. She still carries her pink bottle everywhere. And whenever a new mom asks for advice, she starts with this.